Hello there, my lovely darklings. Happy Wednesday. Happy Witchy Wisdom Wednesday. And thank you for your patience on my arrival for our collective live today, our community live, so we can talk about the blood moon. There's going to be a blood moon, a lunar eclipse, and Mercury is going to go in retrograde on Saturday, and Venus is in retrograde. So let's talk all about it today together. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to grab some of my smoothie as you all trickle in. This is the reason why I was a little behind schedule. I was trying to get my smoothie on, and it got like all over my face. So I want to, excuse me, I want to go live today on my lovely hi Millennium Bodies, my lovely Instagram fam, and my lovely YouTube and Facebook fam. So once again, we can talk about the blood moon that's coming up. How are you doing today, darling? Thank you for joining me. Yeah, and once again, thank you for your patience on my arrival. I am. Hi, Dreamy Sunshine. How are you today? I love that dreamy sunshine. That's so beautiful. But as you all trickle in, I'm going to add some things to my chat really quick. So in the meantime, please let me know how your days are so far on this lovely Wishy Wisdom Wednesday. Once again, hello to my Facebook and YouTube fam and my Instagram fam. So please excuse me for just one moment. I'm just going to add some things to my chats and then we'll get started. So I want to talk about what all these planetary alignments really mean for this weekend or for the end of the week. And then I want to get into my reading. I have my shadow work deck on deck and I want to get into the reading aspect. So what do we need to know? What does spirit want us to know that how we can align our energies? You know, there's going to be planetary alignments. How can we align for this time? Because this is wild. Once again, everything's in retrograde. And I'll explain in a second. I'll explain that in a second. But once again, hello. I trust you're doing well today. I'm happy to hear that you're doing well, Dreamy Sunshine. Oh, I love that name so much, Dreamy Sunshine. Before I get into my thing, my typing and stuff and letting y'all trickle in, I was out in the sunshine today and it felt so good. Hello, hey Corday. It felt so good being outside. So I love that your name is Dreamy Sunshine. That's so beautiful. So excuse me for 1 second, my loves. Especially to my YouTube and Facebook fam. My hand is up in your face. Please excuse me. Beautiful. Oh my God, your birthday's coming up, babe. Your birthday's coming up. I love that for you. Pisces on deck and Pisces season. Yes, I love it. All right, great. So I have that on Instagram and now on YouTube and stuff. All right, great. Wait, how can I? Yes, perfect. But yes, I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. Today is a beautiful day here in Baltimore. I am so happy. I mean, no matter what season we're in, it's a beautiful day. Or what weather it is, it's a beautiful day. But yes, so yes, girl, Friday, and that's such a cute birthday too. That is such a cute birthday. Um, uh, 314. That's so cute. Hi, Richard Potato. But yes, so I want to talk about. Oh, thank you, darling. I appreciate that. And let me tell you. So this is why I got on here a little bit later. I like to be on time. Okay, I like to be on time. I've had a lot of weird time trauma growing up because of my mom. My mom used to always be late of everything growing up, and it really left a stain. Um, So because of that, thank you, Witchy Potato. Y'all are so sweet today. Sice and me. Um, so I like to be on time. Oh, Pi Day. Oh my god, your birthday is on Pi Day. That's so cute. That's so cute. But yeah, oh, that just almost made me hungry. That this is the reason why I was a little bit behind schedule because I wanted to make a smoothie for lunch, and I got it all over my lipstick. And so thank y'all for your compliments of my makeup because I wasn't trying to fade that. I don't care about perfection, but makeup is my art. Makeup is my art. So I wasn't finna have my makeup look janky on here, okay? Having white stuff around my mouth, the white around your mouth. Oh, I don't know. I'm going all over the place. Let me just relax. So yeah, I'm in the middle of drinking my smoothie. It's delicious. Excuse me. It is soy milk, frozen strawberries. I put some frozen blueberries on top, oats, and protein and greens powder. And hello to everyone just joined. How are you today? Welcome, welcome. And protein and greens powder. So got my greens in there, got my extra protein in there, bulking up. I'm just kidding. About talking about speaking of Corday, fitness babe over here. So I want to talk about the blood moon, the blued moon, the blood moon, because that's coming up on the 14th. And actually, depending on what part of the world you're in, it's going to be in full effect tomorrow, late tomorrow night. And all about the Benjamins, hey. Um, excuse me. But yeah, so I want to talk about the blood moon. Um, oh, hey Danny, what's up? I'm I'm paranoid with being on time, so I'm always early to meet events or meetups. Before I move on to my explanation about the blood moon, all the planetary alignments. Hi Danny, what's good? I He also agrees that he does not like to be late either. Yes, and I have a lot, it runs deep with me. I don't like to be late. It's not even embarrassing that I care about what people think. It's like a respect of your time and the other person's time. Because growing up, once again, my mom was always late, and it's now kind of clear that it was a mental issue, to be honest. It's definitely coming from a mental place. But the thing is, yeah, I never again. And regardless of stereotypes, because everyone likes to think that black people are always late, CP time. I don't subscribe to stuff like that. I don't subscribe to stuff like that. If I don't have to be there on time, I won't. But I would rather be a little bit early just in case. So I appreciate your insight on that, Danny. Oh, this piece of dust is like, I'm not even being a Pisces right now. This piece of dust was floating around, almost like trying to tell me something, probably trying to tell me to snap back into what I was talking about. So it's the blood moon, y'all. And the blood moon is not even just the fact that it's going to be blood red when things align, when it's at its fullest, but is because of the lunar eclipse. So if you did not know, there's going to be a lunar eclipse happening on, excuse me, March 14th. In my time, it'll be more March 14th at either Eastern time, March 14th at 2:51 a.m. So not only is there going to be a full moon happening tomorrow, it's going to be at its it's going to be at its fullest on 2:51 a.m. March 14th for me, Pacific time. I'm sure that's like 11, 51. But yeah, it's going to be a full moon anyway in Virgo. It's going to be the lunar eclipse happening when it's almost at its fullest. And then there's going to be Mercury retrograde happening on Saturday, the 15th. And so let me explain what and also Venus is in retrograde. So let me go over the fact that it's a full moon. Like the moon is probably at like 98% right now. It's not at its fullest. It's not going to be at its fullest until late tomorrow evening. But excuse me, this smoothie is bomb. But yes, it is really important that we're very mindful and aware of what shadow aspects need to be cleared right now. Because that's what the moon is all about. The moon is all about shadow aspects. What is a part of yourself that needs to be cleansed? And this is the blood moon. What does blood do? Think about what blood does. I'm intuitively getting this message. What does blood do? Blood circulates oxygen. It's your life force. It circulates nutrients. It circulates fuel. It drains toxins. Think about all that blood is designed to do. It is meant to nourish you. It is meant to give you life. It is meant as a vehicle in which things can be waste, like can be emitted and like get waste of, like, and it's also a vehicle for you to carry on or internalize because your blood is everywhere. Your blood is everywhere. So it carries nutrients, it just carries information and it releases information. So so speaking of the blood moon, what things do you need to release and what things do you need to internalize? That's what I'm getting intuitively. And this is the Virgo full moon. So what is Virgo all about? It's the virgin. So this is the shadow aspects. Once again, we're talking about the moon here. We have to always consider the shadow aspects of things. The virgin of Virgo, that is the nurturing aspect. That is the like a nurse, a mother, very tending to, very compassionate, very kind, very hardworking, very diligent. This is the earth sign. But then the shadow aspect of it, the dark side of it, is being a perfectionist, always wanting things to be your way, being very stuck in a cycle, being very not being able to look in the mirror. So this is something we need to move out of. Whatever aspects of ourselves that have those types of traits or characteristics coming to play, we need to release those now. Millennium Bodies, do you have a moon app? If yes, can you recommend one? Yes, actually, it's really funny that you asked that. My moon app is literally called the Moon app. It's literally called the Moon app. I love it. I've had it for years and years and years. I also have another app called I should know this by now. I've had it for so long. It is called Planetary something. Planet. Oh, it just escaped me, darling. My apologies, but it's a good one. If I can remember, I will definitely probably post it to my stories. Thank you for your patience as I drink this smoothie because once again, it was bomb. That is a bomb smoothie. I love myself some smoothies. And so once again, something like the shadow aspect of things. That's something that I had to get rid of. I really need to get rid of certain food aspects, food habits that I've had. I'm sure Corday, you understand this with your fitness journey, darling. But I am going to be very honest. I have the binge eating disorder. I have a binge eating disorder. So whenever people call me small or tiny and they think I'm so skinny, they don't know what I've been through. I, like a lot of my family members and a lot of people in my communities, I have a I have to be very conscious and aware of what I eat. I have to be very conscious and aware of what I eat. And you eat fast, Corday. I'm right there with you, boo. I eat fast. I had to really slow down my eating. I had to be very mindful of what I'm eating. So food is not just like what you put in your mouth. I need people to understand this. It's also your food habits because I'm somebody, you can put me in front of a cheesesteak and fries, vegan, cheesesteak and fries. I will clear the whole plate, darling. I'll clear the whole plate. Okay? It doesn't matter how small I am. People who know me in real life, they know that I'm short and I'm small and I'm not complaining, but because of my size, it's ridiculous how much I can eat. We need to be very mindful and aware of the shadow aspects of ourselves and hello there, and what things need to be cleared, and snap the cycle out, because we're the only ones standing in our way of our own expansion. So I'll get to my reading in a second. I saw a comment up here. Thanks. I'm looking for a good one. There's so many. I know there's so many great apps. Excuse me. Witchy potato, as a Virgo, I'm trying to fix my perfectionist ways. Trust and believe I know exactly what you're talking about. Um, my mom, once again, is a Virgo, what we were talking about. And I'm not trauma dumping or anything. I'm not trauma dumping. I'm just sharing my heart with you, because my lovely darklings, you understand where I'm coming from, and everything I'm saying, as much as I can be very preachy with it, you know what I mean? I can be preachy with it. I say everything from experience. I've come to this conclusion in my life because I've been through it. So we're hand in hand here. I'm not, um, I'm not, once again, as I always say, I'm not saying these things to judge you or shame you. I'm saying these things because I am you. You are me. We're going through the same thing in different degrees. So we're hand in hand on our ascension journey together. And because I love you, I want you to be as happy and have the tools I have to get myself on the other side of my own BS. Because we are the always the common denominator behind our own BS, and that's what full moons are wonderful for. They are wonderful for you taking a look, taking a deep dive into your life and your subconscious mind, to see, where am I being the problem? Where am I being the problem? Because a lot of the time we are the problem. Sometimes people try us, but we the problem. Sometimes we the problem. So let me look at your comments. Um, and not leave a crumb. I understand that, darling. Not leave a crumb. Not a pickle out of place. Any SpongeBob fans? Okay. Um, Millennium Bodies, how fast is fast? People say that I eat fast too sometimes, but it's normal to me. And I understand that. I understand that, because it was normal to me, because as much as I wasn't necessarily food insecure, we were lower income growing up. So, and on top of that, we ate a lot of palatable foods because my parents weren't well versed in nutrition. Not their fault. I do not blame my parents, because how I was raised got me to where I am now. I used to gag at, let me tell y'all something. Y'all see me drinking a smoothie. I would gag drinking or eating strawberries. I remember saying, when I growing up, I was a teenager at the time. I remember saying this. I remember saying, "Oh, I would rather eat strawberry flavor than actual strawberry. It's too healthy for me." I would say that. Ask my That's so funny. Telling y'all to ask my sister. But my sister can vouch, my besties from high school can vouch that I used to despise actual real food. I thought it was disgusting. But my body was rejecting it, not because healthy food is disgusting or tastes bad. It was rejecting it because I was detoxing for once. Finally, I had nutrients in my body that was pushing out all the toxins and BS that I've accumulated over the years. And sometimes that does not feel good. We think that detoxing means, or releasing certain things means, oh my God, I'm going to feel so much better. No, you're going to see that your ego is going to fight tooth and nail to keep that in your life, because it's been so normal for so long. So once again, we have to be the person, we have to be the source that shows us, where are we getting in our own way, and how can we wiggle our way out of it? Because what I just said, eating vegetables didn't make me feel good for a long time. I just knew I had to eat them. My body was detoxing from all the pleasurable foods that I was eating and clogging my arteries with. Corday, Millennium, you said Virgos are dangerous. You didn't hear it from me. Uh, Corday, if we don't change our bad habits, we will never reach the threshold of the best versions of ourselves. Absolutely. And that's what I'm all about, y'all. I'm all about reaching the best versions of ourselves. And we are so capable of that. We are capable of being at our most high and divine embodiment, or activating or acting more from spirit, being more from spirit, our higher selves, our most divine selves, the self that doesn't judge, the self that doesn't label, the self that doesn't hate, the self that loves, the self that accepts, the self that has joy, the self that is of peace. And when you keep uh, going into cycles of despair from your sins, that's what we call sins. Thanks for the hearts. That's what we call sins. Is we there's no Satan. It is our Satan, our demons, our devil, are our habits, are our negative addictions. I need for us to understand that. Um, Girl, yes, you're a real person, sis. You're a preacher. Yeah, I'm a whole person. Like stuff like that. Um, Stuff like that really gets to us. It really does get to us. Yeah, we really are. Yeah. And yeah, Corday to Dawn, if you're on Instagram, I'm on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram here. Hello to everyone that just joined. Yeah, we are programmed to have the food on our plate. So let me tell y'all something. I'm just going to go into it really quick since you requested a Corday, because this is very important for the blood moon and the full moon, the blood full moon, and just any planetary alignment, anything, anything and everything, anything and everything. Putting on some Florida water so I can put some energy into my deck so I can get to our collective reading. Right now, I'm at the portion for our energy reading. This is the energy reading, and then I'm going to go on to what Spirit wants us to know about the planetary alignments coming up this weekend. But we are programmed to eat certain foods. Like a lot of people, it's so funny sometimes when people turn their nose up at me when I'm vegan. I understand. I used to be a vegan that was very rude. I used to be a judgy vegan. So I understand. And I'm sure that they've met a lot of other judgy vegans. However, when people are assuming that I'm not healthy, or people are assuming that I'm lacking health, or that I'm not going to be well, that's their opinion. That's okay. That's their opinion. But uh, but when people make fun of my food choices, like having a smoothie with nutrients for lunch, but then they eat a double cheeseburger with fries and a Coke and question my eating choices. I don't think a lot of us recognize that we have been conditioned to eat stuff like, like going through the drive-through. We think that is, we don't consider the fact that it's not even nutritious, because it's not nutritious at all. We think that's a normal way of eating. We're supposed to be eating life, okay? We're supposed to be eating things that give us life. And it is not our fault that we have fallen for the trap and that we have been duped into believing that it's normal to go through a drive-through every for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But it is our responsibility to break that cycle and recognize what we're doing. Because, like what I said, our subconscious mind, you get to program your mind. Your subconscious mind is literally space. Your subconscious mind is the ether. It is connected to the ether. Everything is the ether, actually. Everything is one. Number one, we're all one. Everything is one. There's no difference or separation between me and my chair, me and my outfit, and me or you. There is no separation. We're all made from the same carbon, nitrogen, blah, blah, blah. We're all made from the same stuff. However, the illusion of separation gets us to forgetting that we get to program our subconscious mind. We're a fractal of everything that already exists in the ether. All the planets. That's why astrology is so important. A lot of people think that astrology is dumb. Okay, I can see why people think that astrology is woo woo. Understandable. But do we understand how much it does matter when we're in alignment with the planets? Because the planets are a fractal, or honestly, we are an archetype, or the planets are an archetype of that which exists within us already. So it's really important that we don't take things like that for granted, and that we don't, oh my God, that's so cute. I'm seeing a man jogging with his little son, his little trike. It's so cute. Oh. But the thing is, it is our responsibility to get back on track. No one can heal us. We're our own healers. We think we can eat through the drive-through three, 4 times a day, and we go to the doctor complaining that we don't feel good. We sleep 4 or 5 hours a night. We work 10 hours a day. We only watch TV when we come home. Once again, I am not judging you. Everything I say that seems like I'm judging or shaming, I've done it. I've done it. So it's really important that we realize that we are the problem. We're not a problem. We are wonderful, amazing beings, but our demons, Lucifer, Satan, those are all archetypes of, once again, what already exists within us. And so the planets, that's why it's important to talk about the blood moon, the Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, because it's important that we understand how the planets are aligning, because once again, we are a fractal of what those planets do. What those planets do, the dance that they do, think about it. All the planets are dancing around each other. They are flowing past each other. Their moons over here, their suns over there. They line up, like, there's certain alignments. There are eclipses, like what's going to be happening late tomorrow night. It's so important that we're on board with what's going on astrologically, not because like we'll one day we'll trip over and bust our teeth if Virgo's in the wrong house or something like that, or if the seventh house is in, it's not even like that. We are a fractal, we are a hologram, we are a mirror, we are a reflection of all that already exists within the world, within the ether, within our world. So it's important that we are understanding the cycles, the patterns, the rhythms that are happening on every planet within our lives, and even the seasons, the time of day. All those things are so sacred. Things are so sacred. Everything is mirroring back to you what already exists in nature. And all we need to do is accept it. And if you accept your own nature by cutting those cycles down, cutting those cycles out, realizing that, oh my God, I've been perpetuating this cycle this entire time. You accept yourself for who you are still. You're still loving towards yourself. You're still understanding of yourself, and you're still giving yourself compassion. But you understand that your power to change. You understand your power to change. You've done it before and you can do it again. Thank you for your comments, y'all. Millennium Bodies. Water is actually more expensive than sodas in some supermarkets. How is that normal? Facts. They really set you up from the start. I can see that also, but it does matter. Yes, and that's the thing. Like, our world is unnatural. If you think about it, our world is trying to force us into deviating from nature. I trust we all see that. I trust we all see that because they there are certain things in alignment that are acting against our best nature. And it is up to us to realign back into nature. Realign back into nature. Excuse me, it's so important. It's so important. We are truly programmed and propagandized to believe eating unhealthy and living life of mediocre is normal, when in fact it is a detriment to our entire lives. It is wild. Absolutely. And I'm going to still get water too. I have a water filter, luckily. But it honestly, it doesn't matter how expensive things are. We're supposed to be consuming that which gives us life. I don't care if I lose my last dime. I am going to buy something healthy. And I'm glad you feel me on that, Corday. I love seeing your journey. I'm so proud of you, because it is not easy getting to that point where you go from eating palatable, delicious, mouthful. You're thinking about it right now. You're like, ooh, I ate that cheesesteak last night. Ooh, chow, let me spit it back up and eat it again. Any SpongeBob fans? Okay, that's okay. But and fries, child, let me tell you, fries, fries, fries. I love myself some fries. Don't you dare put me in if you put me in front of some fries, you don't like me because you want to see me fail. You want to see me fail. You hate it ass. But with the thing is, hey Rosalinda, we have to remember that once again, it's not the fries. It's not the fries that are attacking me. Fries aren't my demon. I get to control whether or not I eat the fry. Ain't nobody making my arm reach over there and dip it in some ketchup, put some Old Bay on it. You know what I mean? Maybe some barbecue sauce. Ooh, don't get me started now. Don't get me started. I love food. That is my vice. I'm Southern. I'm a Southerner. And food is the focal point of in all your meetings and all your family gatherings. And all of it is soaked in oil, deep fried, battered, fried twice, you know, turkey neck. I understand. I understand that these foods taste so good, and then you want to boil some broccoli one day and it tastes like booty. I understand. I understand, and it is not easy, but it doesn't have to be easy to be worth it. It does not have to be easy to be worth it. Change the cycle now. I feel like all my lives talk about this, but it's true. If we really like, if we want to use these planets to our advantage, we need to be serious and not see our demons from being outside of us. Our demons are our sins. Our sins are our demons. And it's not even about sins because no one's judging you but you. Oh, my millennium bodies, don't talk to me about old tartar sauce now. With some some fish. Don't even get me started on fried fish with some hot sauce. But I'm vegan, so that ain't none of my business. I ain't gonna even go there. Uh, my mouth isn't watering. Who said that? Oh my God, Corday, you never heard of tartar sauce before? Is that a? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You know tartar sauce. You know tartar sauce. We're from the. This is Merlin. Exactly, new power soul. I no longer subscribe to sin. Sin is, what does even sin mean? Sin? Sin? No, I don't believe in sin. I believe in taking responsibility for my negative actions and cutting the cycle. You need to cut it. You need to cut it. That's all it comes down to. Um, Corday. My problem was food, alcohol, drugs, and partying, girl. It took a lot to get here. My mine was alcohol. I used to love to drink and pair it with food, girl. Facts, and I understand that. Sorry, my Lydia bodies, but I thank you for sharing, Corday, because I understand that. I understand that, and drinking goes hard in my family. Goes hard in my family. Yeah, you're right. Sin doesn't in ATRs. It doesn't exist. New Power Soul. So true. That's another reason why I don't. Because I'm really like a chaotic magician, a chaos magician, but I still do my Orisha hoodoo. But it is, once again, it is really important that we realize what is keeping us stuck. And once again, drinking, I wouldn't say it was a huge issue, but I will say the Mary Jane. The Mary Jane, it was an addiction, but I would rely on it for certain things to party. Like if I went to a show, I had to have some Mary Jane. If I went to a party, I had to have some Mary Jane because I knew that drinking was calories and all that type of stuff. But still, at the end of the day, when I drank, I loved espresso martinis. I would want to have three. I'm 5'2" and a half. Why do I need three espresso martinis? Does that even make any sense? It does not. It does not. So yes, thank you all so much for your vulnerability. You did it all. Yeah, and I understand that. I would stick to Mary Jane because that's all my or five. um that's all my mind could handle. But the thing is, it is really important when we're realizing that it is us. It is us the entire time. It is us the entire time. Do not blame that person. That person didn't make you do anything. You stuck your hand in the cookie jar and you grabbed yourself 7 cookies out and you ate them all. Didn't nobody make you eat those at gunpoint? That's the only time you could blame somebody else. But it is us the entire time. And I say this from love. I say this from love and from compassion as somebody who's been through what I've been through. And I know that we've all gone through it. But gone are the days where we allow us to be the problem. As much as we cannot control what's going out there, what we can control is our actions. What we can control is our belief systems. We have the ability and the power to change them now. Now, that is how powerful we are as divine beings. It takes it may take us a few days to, or a few weeks, and three weeks to build a new habit. But with consciousness, with a new consciousness, operating from the I am presence, which I help you on through my readings. You can book your reading with me. Link is pinned to the chat. You can go to madamemystiquenoir.com / book online, or go to the link in my bio if you would like to get a reading from me. More services are coming soon, and I'm very excited to get into that with y'all. But it's really important, especially during this planetary time, because a lot of people are going to blame the full moon for them stumbling. A lot of the people are going to blame the Mercury retrograde for certain things that may happen. Okay, I will say the planets are very, very powerful. Planets are very, very powerful, just like we are. Yes, some things may not feel aligned. Yes, some things may feel weird, but at the end of the day, how we view everything, what we believe, we perceive. What we believe, we perceive. So if you believe that Mercury retrograde or Venus retrograde is going to F you up, then your brain is your subconscious mind, which is the blueprint of all that you experience. Excuse me, you're going to see every little thing that way. It's called the reticular activating system within our minds, within our brains, rather. Because our minds are the field. Our brains is just the receiver of our mind. We think that our mind is our brain. There's a whole mental plane that we're all connected to. That's how powerful our minds are. Our minds are not just our brains. Like we're in the physical plane right now. The mind is on the mental plane, which is amazing. So let me get to a reading. I came here to do a reading. That was my energy reading. My energy reading is to once again cut the cycles. That's it's so funny because with spiritual teaching and stuff like this, that's always our message. It's to cut the cycles, cut the BS, cut the habits that we keep perpetuating that keeps us stuck. Yeah, we create our own reality. We are the operant power of our reality. It doesn't matter what's happening out there. I understand things out here feel so real, but it is not as real as we think it is. It is not as real as we think it is. We are all sound. We are light and sound. Okay. And I know when we have our readings together and further services with me, further workings with me, you'll understand this. This is what I want people to understand. Hi, Tech Mike. We understand that we are not who we think we are. We think that we're just our bodies. We are not just our bodies, and it's not our fault for believing that. So we plug ourselves up with our sin. We plug ourselves up with our bad habits, because we're scared of how we feel, because we've been taught that feeling negative is a bad thing. With negative energy, your dark emotions, your dark feelings are the ultimate way to alchemize into a higher state of consciousness. And alchemy is not just turning lead into gold, it's just turning one energy into something else. You can turn good to bad, bad to good, neutral to neutral, really. Whatever you want the energy to be, you have the power to decide. We are all one. We are all light. We are all sound. Everything is a wavelength. Everything is a wavelength. Not even just my voice. Like the way that you see my bandana, it's red because of its wavelength. How it's appearing to you right now. You may think it's orange. I don't know. I have a filter on Instagram, not on Facebook and YouTube. But hello, everyone. Um, yeah, definitely, Tech Mike. It would be an honor and a pleasure to work with you, to transmute with you, rather, because I like to go deep in the metaphysics. I don't talk about it too deeply. I only talk about it with clients, really. Not that I want to keep stuff like this secret, but not everyone is always ready for this information, because you never know what people are going to do with ancient knowledge. You don't know what people are going to do with ancient knowledge, because ancient knowledge will make you believe that you can fly. That you'll want to jump off a cliff if you're not ready for this information. So, I like to keep it light on my platforms, just to let people know what I'm about. But really, I'm into the ancient stuff. I talk about ancient knowledge. What I'm talking about ain't nothing new. This is just from my perspective. Same like all of us. We are ancient beings we are an ancient entity. We are honestly the Godhead itself perceiving itself from different perspectives. So, as much as your perspective is correct, whether or not I agree, you get to still change that perspective. So let me get on to what Spirit has to say about the blood moon, the lunar eclipse, and the Mercury retrograde coming up. So yes, give me 1 second so I can put my energy into my deck. I'll just do a one card pull because if we do three cards, child, I'll be here for another hour, really. I'm not even mad. I love talking to you, my lovely darklings. I'm so grateful for you being here with me today. But yes, give me un segundo, por favor. And if you have any questions or if you would like to let me know how your day is so far, I would love to know. Just put it in the comments below. Okay, un segundo. Okay, so I'm just going to ask, what should we know for this weekend's or this week's upcoming planetary alignments? Straight up. Perfect. All right, this feels good. Perfect. So I'm going to pull my card. Whoa. Okay, okay, okay. And also to answer your question, Tech Mike, my favorite sign, it's so funny because I'm going to have to be biased. I love Pisces. I know we're in Pisces season and I'm a Pisces. My birthday was literally on 3/3. 3/3 portal. I said this last week. I'm so happy I was born on 3/3. Doesn't it make sense? It makes a lot of sense. But I love Pisces. I love Pisces. Pisceans have always been very sweet. So I'm very biased towards that. If I were to say another one, I'll come back to that. I don't even know actually. I do know, but do I even want to go there? So let me just go over the card. So wow, speaking of Pisces season, this is Page of Cups. Whoa. I love this artwork once again. This is my shadow work deck. This is what I use to do shadow work readings for my clients and students. It's so cool. Love it, love it, love it. So dark, so spooky. Oh my God. And oh, speaking of metaphysical stuff, because we're into metaphysical stuff, not just spiritual stuff here. If you know the Platonic solids and if you know sacred geometry, which as a metaphysical person, it is, very, very important. But in the background of the sky of this card is Metatron's cube. Metatron's cube, amazing. I love that. I didn't know that these cards had stuff like that. That's so important because Metatron's cube contains all shapes, all sacred geometrical shapes within it. And Metatron being the archangel Metatron, who is one of the most powerful angels that you can work with. So that is so, so awesome. And when I get here from this, oh my God, Page of Cups, oh my gosh. What I get here is that, like, oh, okay. What I get here is that we need to remember that life is more than just, actually, I kind of mentioned this in my energy reading. Life is more than just like what we see. We have to remember that there is magic to life. And seeing the Metatron's cube made me really excited because it reminds us that even when we're very fantastical about things, we are protected. We are protected. And we're always going to be fine. We're so tight and constricted and restricted about living our lives, being authentic, having fun. And what I get from this card is that despite all the heaviness that may come from this weekend, um, we need to remember to also keep it light. We need to remember to also keep it light. We need to remember to also keep it light. And we need to remember that there may be some energies that we just have to clear, like I'm going to be doing for us right now. Thanking Sacred Earth for cleansing, purifying, and blessing our auras, our energetic centers, so that we may be able to see the truth and not be resistant to it, that we may be able to see the truth and not run away from it, that we may be able to allow ourselves to live life to its fullest, to be authentic, to feel, to be creative, to enjoy, to see the magic and the oneness in everything. The magic and the oneness of everything. Not allowing light to be too rigid, being too much of a rock, being too dense, not allowing life force to flow through you. So what I get with the Page of Cups right now is that we need to use our emotions in a way that best serves us. We need to not use our emotions this weekend, especially this weekend, to trip ourselves up into believing that, oh my God, Mercury retrograde did this, it done did that. Oh, I can't leave the house. Okay, there may be some things that you can't control that these planets might affect. And that is, look, it be like that sometimes. There's a lot of things that we cannot control. And we may not always be able to control our emotions. We can't predict if we're going to be sad about a certain thing. Our triggers come up because they need to be cleared. Our triggers come up because that's something that we're being informed in the moment that we need something to be cleared. But once again, we need to remember that life is not all about doom and gloom. We need to use our emotions in ways that, or we need to use our power or our magic in ways that are also fulfilling, that are also fun, that are also magical. What is the point of life if you can't have fun? What is the point of life if you can't have fun? Because a lot of the time we think that we have to drudge through life, that we have to be this person for that person, and we have to do this and impress that and buy this and get that. And it's not about that at all. It's not about that at all. How can you, this is what life really is. How can you, I always say this, there was the 4 X's of life. How can I experiment, experience, explore, and expand? How can I explore, expand, experience, and experiment in this lifetime in order for me to go back to Godhead, go back to be reemerged back into source and be all that is? And not have to, I've learned, how can you learn all your lessons in this lifetime so that you can be reabsorbed back into all that is? Because we are all that is anyway in different fractals in individual form, but still we're not separate. So, in what ways can we, thank you for the hearts, in what ways can we use our emotions for good? Don't allow the planetary alignments to trip you up. Don't allow it to trip you up. Realize how temporary it is. Just like water, this is the Page of Cups. Cups represents water in tarot. How can you use that water and also the water in the background for this? And Metatron's cube, that's a very that's both the masculine and the feminine, but it's very there's a fluidity about it because it has every sacred geometrical shape within it. So it can turn into anything. You can erase a line, you can, draw something, whatever, and it'll still be everything. It'll still be all that is. So it's really important that once again, we do not allow our emotions to trip us up during this time. We recognize our magic. We recognize how mystical we are. We recognize how amazing we are. And we allow everything to be temporary and move on. We allow everything to be temporary and move on. And this is Pisces season. I know this is the planetary alignments, the lunar eclipse, and the blood moon will be during a moon in Virgo. But at the same time, though, even as a Pisces, I know I have to know to not let myself drown in all the water that I have. We can't be drowning in it. We cannot be drowning in it because if we don't pay attention enough, we will allow ourselves to drown, and then we'll drown everybody else with us. So it is very important during these planetary alignments, during the blood moon, during Mercury retrograde, and honestly during the spring equinox that's coming up next week, a little over a week from now, that we get our emotions in check, that we don't allow ourselves to emotionally overeat, to emotionally drink a lot, to emotionally watch too much TV, to emotionally smoke some weed, to like we're not doing anything based off our emotions anymore. We're not trying to run away with how we're feeling anymore. We're facing them. We are facing them. And when we face them, then we can let it tell us what it wants us to know, and we can break the cycle now. Once again, it takes 3 weeks to build a habit, but with your consciousness, you can get rid of something like that. That's why when people are uh, go cold turkey on some things, it's admirable. We admire that. We admire usually when people go cold turkey because these people had enough. They had enough. They're over it. They're over the sadness, the pain that certain habits give them. Use your emotions in that way. Be so sick of something. Be so irritated by how what this is doing to your body, to your mind, to your spirit, that you're like, you know what? By the way, it's 555 in Baltimore. That you're like, you know what? Not for me. Oh no. I know how it's going to make me feel. I know how that double cheeseburger and fries is going to make me feel. No, thank you. I know that watching TV for 7 hours in a row is going to make my eyes burn. No, thank you. I know that wallowing in my own sadness for 3 days is not going to spiral me upwards to the best possible thought. No, thank you. That's what we should be using our emotions to do. Being so sick to death of certain cycles that we perpetuate on our own with the fault of no one else. And we use that to motivate us to do better because we always have that available to us. We are always capable of doing better. We are always capable of doing better. We just need to decide. That's the difference. That's where we use our free will. We're not using our free will when we allow other people to tell us what to eat or to tell us what to think or to tell us how to live or to tell us what to be scared of. That's not using our free will. Is that you speaking or is that your authority figures? Is that you speaking or is that your daddy? Is that you speaking or is that your church? Is that you speaking or was that your second grade teacher? Because if you realize what actually is coming from you, you'll realize that a lot of the things that you even believe now were conditionings from when you were younger. So cut the cycle. Allow your triggers to teach you what needs to be cut now. Yes, and I am complete. I feel good about that. But yes, thank you so much for joining me today. You can definitely work further with me. Let's transmute together on Facebook or Instagram. You can still do at madamesticanola.com. On Instagram, you have the link right there. But yes, I would love to transmute with you and to talk further about things like this. But other than that, enjoy the rest of your full moon. The full moon it's not completely full now, but it'll be probably at 100% later on tomorrow night. So enjoy the lunar eclipse, enjoy the blood moon, enjoy the Mercury retrograde. And once again, do not allow your emotions to get the better of you. Don't drown in it. Swim up, gas for air. Decide to make the change today. Oh, hey, I was literally just about to get off. Oh, much love to you, Darkling. Oh, okay. I'm still on. Thanks for the hearts. But yes, once again, much love. And until next time, my lovely Darklings, I'm so grateful for you being here.